Every classroom gets to the beach. Ask your students what happened to the Anzacs after Gallipoli. Most will tell you they went home. Some will know they went to France. Almost none know what happened once they got there. 8,709 Australians died at Gallipoli. 46,000 died on the Western Front. More than 5 times the toll in a single campaign most Year 9 units spend only a fraction of the time on. This is episode 4, same series, same promise. The content you need for a topic you have never taught or just need some new ideas. This is 10 minutes on the half of World War I many classrooms skip. This content description, the significant events and turning points of the war and nature of warfare, including the Western Front, the Battle of the Somme, and the Armistice, sits alongside the last one we looked at, the places where Australians fought, which were covered at Gallipoli for the last episode. And here's the causation problem specific to this topic. The standard asks students to explain turning points, not list battles. A turning point claim needs evidence. What changed and why? As you will see, some of the most famous Western Front turning points turn out to be less sudden and less single-handed than popular versions suggest. So, follow the Australian International Force off the peninsula and onto a different kind of battlefield. December 1915. Gallipoli is evacuated. The AIF is reorganized, expanded from 2 divisions to 5. Beginning in March 1916, 4 of those divisions sail for France. The light horses stay in the Middle East. A different kind of war starts. 19 July 1916, Fromelles, near the Belgian border. It's the AIF's first major battle on the Western Front. In under 24 hours, 5,533 Australian casualties. It is still described as the worst night in Australian military history, worse than any single day at Gallipoli. 4 days later, Pozières, on the Somme. Over 6 weeks, 23,000 Australian casualties, around 6,741 dead. Official historian Charles Bean wrote that the ridge was more densely sown with Australian sacrifice than any other place on Earth. 1917 brings no relief. Bellecourt in April and May, where tanks fail so badly that Australian troops distrust them for the rest of the war. Messines in June, then Passchendaele, 4 months of fighting in Belgian mud. Across the year, a further 76,836 Australian casualties, for ground measured in mere kilometers. By the end of 1916 alone, 40,000 Australians are dead or wounded. The campaign is not one battle, it is 3 years of this. March 1918, Germany launches its last great gamble, the Spring Offensive, trying to win the war before American troops arrive in force. On the 24th of April, German forces break through and take the town of Villers-Bretonneux, near the vital rail hub of Amiens. Overnight, 2 Australian brigades under Generals Glasgow and Elliott encircle the town in the dark with almost no reconnaissance. By dawn on the 25th of April 1918, Villers-Bretonneux is back in Allied hands. The 25th of April, that's the 3rd anniversary of the Gallipoli landings to the day. 4th of July 1918, the Battle of Hamel. Lieutenant General John Monash commands newly formed Australian Corps and plans an attack combining infantry, tanks, artillery, and aircraft. He predicts 90 minutes. It took 93. Every objective is taken. From the 8th of August, the Allies advance almost continuously. The German High Command calls the first day their Black Day of War. The Australians fight at Mount Saint-Quentin and then at Montbrien on the 5th of October, their last action of the war. The armistice is signed 11th of November 1918. 46,000 Australians dead on the Western Front. 295,000 served there. That's more than 5 times what Gallipoli cost. Across the theater, most units only give a fraction of time teaching. So, 2 claims about this campaign are worth putting to your class and testing before you repeat them. Start with Hamel. Popular accounts describe Monash inventing combined arms warfare in 93 minutes. Historians Chris Roberts and Peter Stanley, drawing on the work of Trevor Wilson and Robin Pryor, disagree. Combined arms tactics, infantry, tanks, artillery, and aircraft together, were already well advanced across the British Empire forces by mid-1918. The Battle of Cambrai used them 7 months earlier, so Monash refined the method. He didn't invent it. Even the claim that Emin was Monash's plan doesn't really hold up. The offensive was conceived by Allied Supreme Commander Foch months earlier, a fact confirmed by Bean's own official history back in 1942. None of this makes Monash a lesser commander, it just makes him the best practitioner of a method other armies were already building. Historian Peter Peterson makes a sharper point. He says, the Western Front, not Gallipoli, is where the war was actually won, and it deserves to be far better known than it currently is. None of this makes the fighting smaller or the losses less real. It means the tactic evolved, and one man got most of the credit. So, what do you teach in your class? Try 2 columns. Invention, a single moment, a single commander, a clean break from what came before. And then culmination, the visible result of things already in motion elsewhere. Test every turning point. Claim your textbook against both columns before you teach it as fact. Then, run one inquiry question. If the tactics existed before Hamel, what actually made the 4th of July 1918 significant? The classroom source? The DVA's ANZAC portal with the Western Front pages. They cover from Fromelles through to the armistice with casualty figures at each stage. Then, 3 for you to read yourself. Roberts and Stanley on Monash, Myth and Reality, Trevor Wilson and Robert Pryor on the evolution of the British Empire combined arms tactics, and then again, like last time, the Australian War Memorial's own encyclopedia entries on the Western Front. So, that's the Western Front. 5 times the cost of Gallipoli, a fraction of the classroom time, and a genius story that turns out to be a team effort. That's Gallipoli and the Western Front done. The 2 places most Year 9 units already spend their time on. Tell me in the comments or by email which part of the version 9 curriculum you would like taught this way next. Thanks again.